All right, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today for the NJACAC Strive Scan event. We are happy to have you. Just a few things on the screen. If you do have any questions to ask, we ask that you put it in the Q&A box, and then representatives from the school will answer your questions. If you haven't noticed, your camera and microphone are off. You will be muted, and your camera will stay off for the remainder of the event. We encourage you to sign up for other sessions if you haven't already. The website is on the screen, and this will be recorded, so should you have any additional questions, you want to come back and watch it again, you certainly can. Or if there's a session that you missed, just check back in a week, and hopefully you can watch it then. So enjoy the presentation.
All right. So I hope everyone is doing well. My name is Adam Coopersmith. I am the counselor from all of North Jersey here at Quinnipiac. I'm actually from North Jersey originally. I'm from right in the dead center of North Jersey in Randolph. So we have a little bit of a presentation here for you. Wanted to give you a little bit of information, but I'll pass it around to the rest of the panelists here and have them introduce themselves.
Thanks, Adam. Hi, everyone. My name is Katie Strong. I'm one of the associate directors here at Quinnipiac. I help Adam with the rest of New Jersey. We can fight over what is actually considered central New Jersey. So I work with central and southern New Jersey folks on the call. So we did want you to hear from both of us. We are also joined by a few of our student ambassadors on the call. Both Adam and myself are two-time alum from our School of Business, so we can definitely get that covered. Adam also has an undergraduate degree in the College of Arts and Sciences, and I'm going to pass it over to Sean first.
Hi, everyone. Like Katie just said, my name is Sean, and I'm from Denville, New Jersey, which is also pretty much the dead center of North Jersey. Central Jersey does not exist, just saying. And I'm a sophomore biochemistry major.
Thanks, Sean. Camille, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Camille. I'm from Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, and I also agree Central Jersey does not exist. I'm a double major in legal studies and theater with a minor in sociology.
And Sammy.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sammy. I'm from Wayne, New Jersey, which is also North Jersey. I don't really have an opinion whether Central Jersey exists or not. I don't like to take sides, but so I'm a junior occupational therapy major here.
Thanks, Sammy. We're going to get started with our presentation, so take it away.
All right, so I will share my screen here really quick. Oh, Katie's going to share her screen instead. I lied. Again, welcome guys and girls and everyone else to our admissions session today. Just some of what we'll be covering, our housing for first and second year students, some of our academic buildings, our location, and then Katie's going to take over for some of our academics. So first and foremost, we have our Mount Carmel campus. Mount Carmel is going to be kind of our central hub here. It's where all of our first and second year students are going to be living. So for those housing options, we have doubles, quads, and suite style housing. It's where a majority of our academic buildings are going to be. It also houses our library and student center. So in the library, we have phenomenal spots to hang out and meet for study groups. We have some of the most comfortable chairs you will ever definitely fall asleep in. I could tell you I've slept in that library far more times than I ever slept in my residence hall. And we also have a student study center in there. So at the study center, we have tutoring for every single course that we offer. And tutors are either students who have received a 90 or above in the course or full-time faculty members. At the student center on campus, we have a full-fledged dining hall with great options. We have a sushi and poke spot. We have an Aubon Pain. We have an entire cafeteria of a ton of different options, but most importantly, if you need caffeine like I need caffeine, which is basically a 24-hour drip, we have a Starbucks right in our student center. So you can walk 3 steps out of your residence hall over to our student center there, grab a latte, and you will be good to go. So the Mount Carmel campus is, again, our central hub. It's where I'm actually located right now. It has phenomenal views and we are located directly across the street from a beautiful state park that I definitely recommend going on some hiking trails. And then next, we have our York Hill campus. Now, York Hill, I kind of consider to be our junior and senior country club, if you will. It is strictly a residential campus, so there are no classes up here. It houses our junior and senior apartments, as well as another student center and our People's United Athletic Center. So the student center up here is very unique. We call it York Hill because it is located on one of the tallest hills in all of New Haven County. So we wanted to give it that kind of mountaintop feel. So if you look at those bottom two pictures there, that is our student center from the outside and the inside, and it looks a lot like a ski lodge. In fact, we designed it for that purpose. We wanted it to look like a ski lodge. We wanted it to have that vacation type of feel. So inside of that student center, we have a great gym, multiple meeting spaces, great spots to hang out. We also have a phenomenal dining facility, again, cafeteria style. And then we also have our new pub on campus. So the pub is called On the Rocks. It hosts events for students who are both above and below legal drinking age. For those events that are for students who are 21 plus, we have a very strict 2-form of ID policy, and it serves beer and wine. And then for all other events, it functions kind of like a Buffalo Wild Wings style restaurant. It has 150 different TV screens in there, shuffleboard, pool tables, you name it. It's an awesome spot to catch a game, or if you're as much of a Bachelor fan as I am, it's a great spot to watch The Bachelor. So a lot of really fun stuff going on up there. And then lastly, we have our People's United Center. So the People's United Center is our main athletic facility. I am very familiar with it because it houses our hockey and basketball programs. I used to run the students section for all of our men's hockey games when I was a student here. In fact, you'll see a Teletubby head behind me. I used to wear that at all the games, shamelessly. Again, that houses our hockey and basketball programs. Our men's hockey team has gone to 2 national championship games. Our women's hockey team has hosted multiple Frozen Fours from that campus. Our men's basketball team has been one of the top teams in our conference for the past few years. And our women's basketball team actually went all the way to the Sweet 16 just a couple of years ago. They were the big Cinderella story of the women's tournament. And then our final campus here, we have North Haven. So North Haven is going to be right around a 10 to 12 minute drive from our main campus. It's actually the former world headquarters for Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, which is one of the largest insurance companies in the country. So now it houses our School of Health Sciences, School of Nursing, our School of Medicine, our law school, and our School of Education. So this facility has some of the most ridiculous technology you will ever see. For some of our more health and medical inclined students, we have simulation labs in there filled with dummies. Now, I don't think that I'm qualified to call them dummies because they're probably smarter than I am. These things burp, they scream, they puke, they can simulate anything from a broken bone to childbirth. It is absolutely wild. So you'll be working with some of those simulation dummies and some of the most up-to-date faculty and technology that you will possibly ever meet and get to use. So on these campuses, you're going to have a whole bunch of different activities to attend. But before we start talking about our activities, I'll start talking about the university population here. So we are that happy medium-sized university, right around 10,000 total students, 7,000 undergrad, 3,000 grad. Average class size is going to be right around 24, and the largest class you're ever really going to have will be right around 35. So what that means is that you're going to have those very small class sizes, but more importantly, you're going to build that one-on-one type of interaction with your faculty. I know I still have a group chat with a lot of my professors from when I was a student here, and I graduated back in 2015 and 2016. So we try to go to a Yankee game every summer whenever we can. Obviously, this year that didn't happen, but it's all good because we're in the ALDS, and I'm a very happy man. But those relationships really do take you far. I know that all the internships that I had were from exploiting the connections that my professors had given me. I worked with some really, really large companies, and a lot of that I have to thank for my, my faculty. So Katie, if you don't mind. Now we can talk about the activities that we have on campus. So we have close to 150 different clubs and organizations here, 21 D1 sports. We have 12 club sports and a ton of intramurals as well. There are pre-professional clubs, social clubs, Greek life, local and global community service projects. I mean, if you can think of it, you can do it. We have so many options for students. If you wanted to work on our television station, you can. If you want to have your own radio show, you can. If you wanted to start your own podcast, you can start your own podcast on really anything you want to broadcast. So there are some days I'll walk out of my office and there will be a bouncy castle set up right on our quad. There's always something going on here. We've had some phenomenal musical talent come to campus. We've had artists like Khalid and Waka Flocka Flame, Kesha. Bob Saget has come to campus. So there's always something fun to do and always something new going on. I will say that I was never bored when I was a student here just because of the amount of activities and clubs that I was involved with.
Thanks, Adam. Adam gets to talk about all the fun stuff, and I get to talk about more of the serious stuff. Right in line with what makes sense for us. So I'll touch on the academic programs that we offer at the university. We do have 6 undergraduate schools and 3 graduate program oriented schools as well. So students across the board major in a number of different programs through our College of Arts and Sciences, School of Business, School of Communications, School of Engineering, School of Education, our School of Nursing, and School of Health Sciences. So we do cover a wide range. We also have 33 graduate programs, including our own medical school and law school. So students have over 50 options for a major at the undergraduate level. Something unique about Quinnipiac are what you'll see on the screen on the right side are our accelerated dual degree programs that we offer. And students can actually enter into a 3+1, a 3+2, or a 3+3 program. So they know they're spending undergrad and graduate experiences with us in an accelerated fashion and are completing that a little bit sooner. We definitely can have our students share what that experience is like. We also have direct admit programs for physical therapy, occupational therapy, and physician assistant. So those students also know that they'll be spending undergrad and graduate experiences with us. All of our students are assigned an advisor that will help them figure out their pathway for academics. So whether that's choosing what classes to take, for students who want to pick up a second major, students who want a minor in 1, 2, 3, 4 different options, they can do that as well. Students who want to study abroad, their advisor can help with that. And also students who are thinking about going on to graduate programs for medical school, law school, dentistry, physician assistant, whatever it may be, they can also help with the prerequisite courses that need to be taken for that. All of our students will take a liberal arts core curriculum. So we do have about 46 credits of our curriculum will be focused in the liberal arts, and that's going to cover social sciences, fine arts, humanities, and sciences for all of our students. So that's oftentimes where we see those students picking up a minor or just their interest that they see on the academic side. So that is an option as well. We do have study abroad opportunities. We offer a lot of experiential learning for students who want to do research. That's absolutely something you can do starting out in the first year. Internships, clinical fieldwork, we can build that all in for a student's career during either a semester in a true spring or fall fashion, or most of our students are doing an internship over the summer if they're in a more traditional internship focused program. Adam and I don't throw a lot of facts at you, but I think one that's important is there is a blog out there through Zippia that named us the #1 school in the country for our graduate success rate 6 months after graduation over the past 10 years. And we've actually been named the #1 school for the 2nd year in a row. So our focus is on career development and really helping students think about that next step. Of course, many of our students are staying with us for graduate school, but many others are entering into the employment workforce right away. So each of our schools has their own career development office. Many students have the opportunity to take a career development course built into their curriculum. And we also have campus-wide career fairs. We do etiquette dinners. We do mock interviews, resume reviews, whatever it may be. We have companies coming on campus as well to do Q&A sessions, panels. It's actually how I got one of my internships with a very well-known company that's pretty much a household name to everyone from the age of 5 and up. So that's really something that we see a lot of our students taking part in to build out their resume. In addition to all the fun things that they're doing that Adam talks about, they're really working hard in the classroom as well to build out their resume and taking part in experiential learning. So that really covers kind of who we are as an institution. We know many of you right now are in the middle of that process for applications, especially those of you that are seniors. Right now, we know what kind of a stressful time this is. I know juniors are starting to feel that now because the seniors are super stressed, test dates are getting pushed back, which means there's less for juniors, and it's kind of creating this cascade effect on the next class. So we want everyone to know we're living this with you. Our student workers are living it. Me and Adam are living it with you. He's in the office, I'm at home. We get what that environment is like. So we want you to know that we will be accommodating in the application process. That's the first and most important thing I want everyone to know. We do have application deadlines now, which is a little bit different and something that we changed to this year at Quinnipiac. So you will see that our early decision deadline is November 1st. That one's going to be binding if you know we're the right place for you. There's nothing else that'll take away from joining us next fall. Early decision is the option that we encourage students to apply for if they're looking for that kind of top choice, us and only us. The early action 1 deadline is November 15th. Early action 2 will be January 1st and regular admission will be February 1st. We are encouraging students who are applying to our nursing program, physician assistant, physical therapy, and occupational therapy to submit their application by our early action 1 deadline of November 15th. Those programs are a little bit more selective for us because they only have a limited number of seats in them. We know that testing is a big question mark for many of you. It's creating a lot of stress. So we want students to know that we're test optional for pretty much all of our programs at this point. The only programs that we ask for scores from students are those that are looking at our 6-year entry-level masters in physician assistant, or those that are interested in entering into our 3+3 accelerated JD law program. We are also accommodating for students who do not have scores available that are looking at those programs. Just connect with Adam or myself, and we're more than happy to assist you in that process and what we can do moving forward. We also know many of you are looking to apply early action 1 with us and submit an application by November 15th and may not have scores available by then. So you are welcome to submit your application and then add in scores later, whether that's through the SAT or ACT. For those of you that do have scores available, please throw them into the testing section on the Common Application so you can self-report and don't have to have anything else submitted to us from College Board or ACT directly. And the only other things that we ask is, of course, a transcript and letters of recommendation that will come from your school to complete your application. And then students will hear back within about 6 to 8 weeks, depending on what round that they're applying with us, whether that's through early action 1, early action 2, or regular admission. All of our students are considered for merit-based scholarships throughout the application process, and you do not need test scores to be considered for a merit-based scholarship. And that information is given to you directly on your acceptance letter, so you'll have that information right away. And for those families who are applying for need-based financial aid, the FAFSA did open up October 1st, and that's available for students who are seniors to start filling that out. We typically recommend having that done at the end of December or early January so that you can get a financial aid package in plenty of time to make a decision with us by May 1 for all students that are non-early decision. So that's the quick version of our application process. We don't go too nitty gritty into, GPA and all of that stuff. We are a very holistic approach to our review process. Generally speaking, most of our students are a B to B plus average overall. SATs is going to be quite a wide range for us and even wider this year. We do super score the SAT. We do not super score the ACT. And then some of our health science and nursing programs will have higher academic parameters because of those limited number of seats. So feel free to throw the questions that you have into the Q&A section on the bottom of your screen, and we will make sure that we answer those. And we also have our 3 students who are happy to answer your questions as well. So I'm going to start out by asking our students to share what they're involved with on campus, maybe a little bit about why you got involved or how you got involved, or if you want to throw in why you chose Quinnipiac. Sammy, I'll start with you.
So I'm involved in quite a lot on campus. I'm in both the running club and then the new club running team. This is just something that I've always been involved with throughout my entire life, so I wanted to keep that aspect when I came to college. And then I'm in the OT club, which is SODA here. That's just a great resource to get to know other members in the OT program, older you can look for as a mentor or mentee younger kids, which is really nice. And then I'm also in Greek life, which is a really great opportunity to just have a support system. Greek life isn't just about like your sorority, it's about Greek community as a whole, which is really nice. And then it's also really community service based. So every single sorority and fraternity has a philanthropy which they support. And then you support all the other Greek communities raising money for theirs. So it's really great to just get out there and raise money for good causes. And then I chose Quinnipiac because the second I stepped on campus, I couldn't really picture myself anywhere else. I don't like big schools where I'm walking on campus and I know no one. I love that I can walk around campus and say hi to at least like 3 people just walking a matter of like 5 minutes. So I like having friendly faces to see all the time.
Thanks, Sammy. Camille, you want to jump in and share what you're involved with?
Yes, so I'm involved quite a bit on campus as well. So besides admissions, I also work as a supervisor for the intramurals department here. Intramurals, we have a bunch of different sports. Right now we're doing COVID social distance sports. So we've been doing softball, and then we had cornhole, and then we did mini golf, which was super fun. And they're all free to students to do. And then I'm also involved with the theater program here. I serve as a theater assistant, and I'm usually the stage manager for the shows here. And then I also am involved in the election committee that we have on campus that we're really pushing for because the next upcoming election. And I also do a leadership council here, which is really fun. The reason I picked Quinnipiac was I'm the first in my family to go to college, and I'm more of like a family-based person. So I looked at places that were like no more than 2 hours away from my town in New Jersey. And I, like Sammy, I didn't really want a big school. I wanted one where the professor knew me and I knew them, and we could have a sense of communication, which was really nice. So those are some of the key factors I looked for. And another big thing was food on campus. I wanted to make sure I had something I liked and didn't have to always spend extra money like going out. And I like am obsessed with Aubon. Get it like 3 times a day. Starbucks, you'll catch me there. They all know my name. I'm there so often. But yeah, those are some of my big reasons.
Thanks, Camille. Sean, do you want to add in what you're involved with?
Yeah, so I'm also involved in quite a lot on campus. Beyond admissions, I also work as a peer catalyst in the Learning Commons. So I work in FYS, which is first year seminar. So that's a course that freshmen take, and it's kind of about like transitioning into college. And then like I also work kind of as like their mentor if they have any questions about school. I also am president of the Pre-Health Profession Society here. So we do a lot in terms of like, if you're a PA major, you're pre-med, pre-dental, pre-veterinary, pretty much anything. We have different speakers come and kind of talk about different med schools, veterinary schools. We have people come talking about like, especially COVID admissions. So this year it's gonna look a little bit different and be on Zoom, but we're gonna make the best of it. Then I'm also the treasurer and the PR officer for Italian Cultural Society, which I always make fun of because as you can see, my name is Sean Doyle. I am in no way Italian, but I'm very involved in that cultural organization. And then I'm also a resident assistant on campus. So I work in a first year area. So I have about 48 first year residents. So they kind of bother me all the time with a bunch of questions, which I love. Then I also I'm definitely something else, and I'm kind of forgetting what I'm even doing. And then I'm also in the honors program as well. So I do a lot with that, and we are focused a lot on community service in the program. So I kind of chose to be in the honors program for that reason, to try and get involved as much with the community around campus. And I chose Quinnipiac because I felt that even when I was here for open houses and like on campus tours, the faculty that I interacted with was just like automatically there to help me. And they like all spoke to me as though like they wanted me to make my best decision, even if it wasn't at Quinnipiac. So I just felt kind of like at home, and like they really wanted to help me figure out what it is I wanted to do, not necessarily like come to our school. So I just felt like our faculty was just very involved in kind of helping students get where they want to be. So that's kind of why I chose to come here, because I wanted that in my advisors.
Thanks, everyone. So feel free if you have questions for Adam or myself or any of our students. They probably cover most things on campus, given I think they each listed off at least 4 things that they're involved with on campus. Feel free to use the Q&A on the bottom of your screen. I know that at the beginning of the presentation, Adam mentioned what a beautiful campus that we have. So we do want to let you know about our options to learn more about us other than sitting on your couch. There are great options to be able to do that. We do have virtual discovery sessions and open houses that will focus more on our academic programs if you want to learn more about us. And then we also are open for campus visits. Just please make sure you register ahead of time, as we are not allowed to have visitors walk around or drive around on their own. So before you sit in a few minutes with traffic, definitely check out our website and come and see us on campus. So Sean, you mentioned you're a resident assistant. Can you talk a little bit about housing and what that's like for students, especially coming in as a first-year student?
Yeah, so as Adam mentioned earlier, we do have 3 options for first-year students. So we have double style, quad style, and suite style. So the double style is kind of what I like to call like the typical college style dorm, where it's 2 people to a bedroom and everyone gets their own bed, their own desk, and their own wardrobe. And then those are connected by a hallway with a communal bathroom. Quad styles are also very similar, except there's 4 people to a bedroom, and those have lofted style beds. So then those students also get their own bed, desk, and wardrobe. And in quad style, they actually are also given a table. And then suite style, which is actually where I lived as a first-year student, they have 8 people to a room in 4 double bedrooms, all connected by a private hallway with a private closet, a private bathroom, and then their own common space as well. That comes with a couch and 2 chairs, as well as a coffee table. So then beyond just the kind of options that we have for housing, we also have LLCs, which are living learning communities. So we have 9 of those. So we have our honors LLC, our nursing LLC, our business and communications 3+1s, and those are invite only. Then we also have our engineering LLC, our natural sciences LLC, our creative artists LLC, as well as our global LLC. So those are just kind of communities where the people living in kind of the same area of the building as you are very like-minded. So like our Creative Artists LLC is for like performing artists. If you just enjoy painting, or if you enjoy performing, or you play the violin or whatever it might be, you're kind of surrounded by people that are just like that and you could get along very well with. So it's a great way to make friends. Beyond that, RAs are also, we host programs for our residents. So like just actually a few weeks ago, I played the Newly Roommate game. So it was just like the newlywed game. So I am RA for suite styles. So we played in terms of suites, and then the winning suite got a pizza party paid for by Residential Life. Then later on this month, I'll also be doing pumpkin decorating with my residents. So we'll be carving pumpkins. I'm probably going to have like 50 pumpkins just sitting in my room. So I'm hoping that all of my residents come by, but definitely I recommend always going to your RA's programs, just because they are a lot of fun and you will meet a lot of people from them.
We have a question from one of our students that said, I'm interested in the PA program. I was wondering how I would get from the main campus to the North Haven campus. So our students in our entry-level Master Physician Assistant program, their focus will be taking classes on the Mount Carmel campus with everyone else. They will take their EMT course in the sophomore year and 1 to 2 classes in their senior year over at the North Haven campus, located in the town of North Haven. It's about a 12-minute drive, and there is a shuttle that runs between all 3 of our campuses. And then the graduate year is also on the North Haven campus for their first year. They refer to it as a didactic academic year, and the second year will be a clinical experience. Sammy, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about, because your program utilizes North Haven, about your experience and kind of what that looks like for your program as well.
Yeah, so I'm in my junior year of the OT program. So this is the first year that I'm on the North Haven campus, and I'm pretty much completely on the North Haven campus because I've already finished all my electives. So I'm taking my core classes all up there. Like Adam was saying, there's so much technology up there that it makes me like so grateful to go to a school that gives that to me. When I walked into one of the classrooms, I was like baffled by it. I was like, this is something you see in like Grey's Anatomy, not in a college campus. So all the classes up there are very, very like technology based, and then we have all the resources we need to like learn the best that we can. But it's a beautiful campus, and I have loved the transition. Yes, I miss being on Mount Carmel, but I'm there for work and I'm there for all my clubs and my activities. But I love being up there. It's such a change in atmosphere, and it just makes me like happy to go there all the time.
Thanks, Sammy. Adam, there's a question for you that says, how would you describe the ideal applicant?
So, in my opinion, I think the ideal applicant is somebody who is hardworking but isn't afraid to get involved. Like we said, we take a really holistic approach to the application process. So I want to see students who aren't afraid to do the work in the classroom, but also I want to see that you play a sport. I want to see that you're involved in a bunch of clubs. I want to see who you are. So to me, the ideal applicant is the one who isn't afraid to not watch Netflix all day and to actually participate and have fun, because I've actually read multiple reports. In fact, there was a study done by Harvard just a few years ago. And what they said is that students who partake in 3 or more clubs or organizations outside of the classroom on a college campus tend to do about 30% better in the classroom. And the reason why is because, first of all, you have to be able to organize yourself. But more importantly, you're building positive experiences. You're going out and you're meeting people. You're having fun. You're making memories. You're doing silly stuff. And a happy student is a successful student. So don't be afraid to get out and get to know people. So that's the applicant that we want to see. And I know that a lot of people do get caught up in transcripts and test scores and all that stuff. And you know what? We do want to see that. We want to see your 4-year body of work. But if you're nervous about the SAT or the ACT, just know that your SAT or ACT experience was definitely better than mine. The first time I took the SAT, I fell asleep. I was taking the math section. I got really flustered. I put my pencil down and I actually fell asleep. The second time I took it, I got the same exact scores when I fell asleep. So if you're nervous about the SAT or the ACT, just know it can't get much worse than mine. So especially me, because I'm such a bad test taker, I really take a well-rounded approach. But just don't be afraid to get involved and to work hard.
Thanks, Adam. I appreciate that insight. I would definitely agree. We want that student that's well-rounded. I know our students talk a lot about what they're involved with. We want to find that student who jumps right in when they get to campus. So one of the things I think helps students understand kind of who we are, because you aren't sitting on campus like you normally would be with me and Adam and having this conversation and seeing campus, is for us to kind of share what our favorite events are. So Camille, is there any tradition or maybe a favorite event that you've attended at all?
So I have attended the Yale versus Quinnipiac hockey game. I love going to the hockey games. They're like one of my favorite things to do. And the Yale versus Quinnipiac game is one of the biggest games we have of the year. And me and my roommates freshman year were like the first row. And like when the players swim up against the glass, we just think it's so funny. Like that's one of the things I love to do on campus. And then the other event is Fall Fest, which has changed a lot in the past 2 years. They used to have one artist, and last year they had a bunch of different artists, and that's run by the Student Programming Board. They have like giveaways, they have like food set up. So that's really nice too. And they always have those bounce houses that Adam's talking about and all different activities to do. So that's something I really like to do on campus.
I'm not even going to ask Adam what his favorite event was because he's going to say the same exact thing for Quinnipiac versus Yale. So I'll throw it to Sean.
So my favorite event is run by the Student Programming Board as well. They have bingo games pretty much all the time, and they give out amazing prizes. Last year, I was this close to winning a Roku TV, and then I got one number. They called B52, I need a B51, and then someone yelled bingo, and I was so mad about it. But whatever, I keep going back. But they have other prizes like AirPods Pro. Like I mentioned, the Roku TV. So they have like just kind of amazing things that to give away. And then if two people get bingo at the same time and there's a tie, then you play rock, paper, scissors. So then it's totally by chance. My friend actually ended up going to a rock, paper, scissors tournament and she lost, unfortunately. So I guess my friend group just doesn't have good luck with SPV bingo, but we just keep going back to try and win. And like, I think that's what makes it the most fun because we keep going back. So they have them all the time, and it's just kind of a great way to meet other people, especially like when everyone's so frustrated about not getting the numbers that they need. It's just a great way to make friends.
Thanks, Sean. I saw the other day they were giving away a smart TV and a couple cornhole sets. So some awesome options for students who want to go to that. Right now we have basically large white wedding tents on campus in one of our parking lots, and that's where they've been hosting our socially distant activities for our students to be able to do that. Sammy, I don't know if you have anything that you'd like to add for your favorite event or tradition?
I really like the holiday dinner where the professors serve us our dinner. I think that's a really fun way to just show how close our community is because you're like waiting in line for the buffet and you have your biology professor serving you mashed potatoes. I always love that. And I also really like the moonlight breakfast that the student programming board puts on. It's usually like the week of finals, I think. And it's like to take a break from studying, you can go get breakfast like late at night while you're up studying. Those are two of my favorite.
Awesome. Thanks, Sammy. We have a question from one of our attendees. So in order for me to be admitted to the pre-law 3+3 program, I have to take an SAT. What if I'm unable to take the SAT? So we are happy to work with you. You can connect with Adam or myself, depending on what area you're from. If you're confused, feel free to look at the website. We have broken down by county since there's a little confusion between northern and central New Jersey, and we're happy to work with students. For students who don't have scores available, we encourage you to write in the additional information section on the application, and you'll find that right underneath your personal statement essay that you haven't had a chance to take an SAT or ACT, or that chance may not be coming until November or December for you, and those scores will get added when they are received by you. You can let us know that. We're going to be very accommodating in this process. We want students to know that this is not meant to add more stress to you, but we do ask that students for 3+3 and the entry-level PA program have scores, and if they can send them to us as a part of the process, but we'll work with you for consideration without scores if that's a necessity for you. Our students on the call work a lot with our incoming students. They meet a lot of prospective students along the way, pretty much every day at this point. I don't know if any of you have maybe some advice. You're a little bit more closer to the process than Adam and I are, and having gone through this. So Camille, I don't know if you have any advice for students, you know, in their senior year, junior year, and looking at schools and, you know, how to make the right choice.
Yeah, so like the biggest thing I say usually at the end of my tours is, of course, I'd love for everyone to come to Quinnipiac, but you have to make sure it's a school that you feel fits for you. So put together like a list of the top 3 things you're looking for and feel comfortable with in a school. And I feel like that's how you're going to find your best choice. I wouldn't base it off of what friends say or family, like, because in the end, you're the one attending the school. So make sure whatever school you do pick is right fit for you.
Sammy, anything else to add?
I know a big thing that I did when I was going through the process is I made a pro-con list for every single school I applied to. And the ones that didn't even have enough pros, I automatically took off the list. And then I really just thought about the tours that I went on and the atmosphere I got from going on the tours, and just thought about where I could picture myself and then where I thought I can academically like strive the most.
I know we didn't have any cons, so we didn't have to talk about that. Adam, since you have experience in more of our traditional internship programs for your major and your grad program, there's a question about what type of internships are available.
Yeah, so there are a ton of internships available. I know for the School of Business, we work very closely with all of the big four accounting firms. In fact, all four of them come to Quinnipiac specifically to interview our candidates. We have partnerships with Goldman Sachs, with RBC Wealth Management, with a lot of really phenomenal companies. I did my internships with RBC Wealth Management and with Cushman & Wakefield, a really large commercial real estate firm, which actually ended up being my first job out of school. So our biggest connection actually with internships is probably ESPN. They're about 25 minutes down the road from us. Katie can tell you all about that. Yeah, internships here are very much promoted. All of the majors that have internships available will likely have some form of an internship requirement to them. And that has really aided in us becoming that #1 school in student success. I just want to repeat that. #1 school in student success. So if you like having a job when you graduate, you should definitely come to Quinnipiac.
Thanks, Adam. We want to turn it over to our folks on the call that are joining us and sponsoring us from NJACAC to let you know more about how to continue with everything. We want to thank everyone for joining Quinnipiac University this evening. We hopefully will see you on campus with that pre-registration to come and look at our campus environment, to see our Mount Carmel campus. Definitely check out our visit page and join us virtually from your own home, in the comfort of your own home, with our virtual open houses and virtual discovery sessions for academic programs. And feel free to connect with both Adam and myself if you have any questions throughout the process. We're more than happy to assist you. And if you reach out to the wrong one of us because you're not sure where Central New Jersey lines are, we're more than happy to fight over who can answer your question. So we'll turn it over to NJACAC to close us out.
Thanks, guys. I live in Central Jersey, so I'll tell you it does exist. Just so you guys know, we have a quick survey when this ends. If you don't mind filling it out, that would be great. Any feedback you can give us is the best way that we can make these programs better for you guys. Please continue to sign up for more sessions. There's still a number of sessions left. And just a reminder, this will be recorded. So if you want to come back, watch the presentation again, or if there's a presentation you missed, just check back next week and you will be able to watch the recording. So thank you again for joining us and have a great day, everybody.